Live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Edge. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to the whole team. We are live. Welcome back to the whole team. The lights are on. We are live. Look how beautiful Mr. Monkey is here ready with his setup. I love it. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Edge, an association of tools with Associazione. And our very special guest tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit of a different segment tonight. One half is going to be about what we talked about in the newsletter today, what we published, excuse me. And then the second half, our champion Monkey is going to do what you guys know and love. So get your notepads ready because he's definitely going to be presenting some opportunities. As you've noticed in the newsletter, he always has. Let me turn this volume off. Ba-da-ba-ba. Sorry about that, guys. As you know, we can't ignore what just happened now in the last minutes. A bit wild. I'm not going to lie, I missed most of it. But yeah, so Monkey's going to be doing a second half of The Edge with. So if you have any requests now, because we're live on many platforms, guys, make sure you get them in that Edge channel so that we can put the takers or the things you want to look at. If you know, he's been very famous for bringing all those, let's say, different options out there. Let's say, quote unquote, if you want to use whatever pun intended. But I want to make sure now, guys, that even before the Edges, we're going to, especially that we're doing it live, we're going to have these things where we're gonna be very real with you. So if you have something that you need help explaining, like example, right now we're gonna be, if you notice, we have some nice partners sponsoring us. We're gonna be offering you guys basically everything they're giving us. So don't be shy to get in the DM and say, you know, what's going on? How do I get the best of it? Between me, Pidgeon, and Monkey, guys, we're all equals here, and we're all representing the Wizard of Soho brand, and he's been doing nothing but good things for the years to give back to you guys. And now we have something big coming. So when I tell you, if you have a big deposit and you need a bonus, if you have this, if you have that, if you have a question, make sure you reach out, because now in the coming days, as you notice, Pidgeon is streaming more than The Edge tonight, and we're going to be doing giveaways specifically on all the platforms. So if you want to get a piece of the pie, which is basically cash, and I made sure of that, I'm literally making sure because Pidgeon instructed me directly to make it 100% cash, and that's what I fought for, to tell you guys. And we're going to be giving it out because we want viewers. We're going live. You guys get cash to watch us. And the guys that have been around forever, you even get opportunities. Because right now we're going to be doing very big things with holding accountability. And that's why I want to bring up the first very special guest that obviously is not that new, but very special. It's the Golden Man Pidgeon. If you guys didn't read your newsletter tonight, you're going to get a little bit of a back and forth from me and the Golden Bird Man. I'm going to let him start off, but it's basically another thing. Guys, I'm not joking, huh? Today was very busy for me and him. Okay, it's not like, hey, bro, what are you writing? What are you thinking? Are you going long like this? Like, I've explained that, I think, 55 times on different edges. We're not like that. Sometimes he's short on the same ticker. Sometimes I'm long on the same ticker. We're both making money. But suffice it to say, I was a bit nervous, especially... Excuse me, I'm stuttering my words because I'm excited, guys. I'm fucking back. I'm hungry. I'm horny to make all kinds of money. Jesus, it's not even like me. This means I love you guys for real. But anyways, look, I'm looking at all these things for me. It's all money. But suffice it to say, what I was saying is I missed this little pop-off, and it threw me off a bit. I go to Pidgeon, literally, guys, no joke, say max 17 minutes ago. I go, listen, bro, are you feeling bullish now? I go, what's going on if we pass 70K? I didn't even say that. I didn't say 70K. Well, I'm inventing that, but that's how I feel. That's what I want to talk about tonight. You know, how do we feel about that? But it happens literally right before the Edge. I go look at the news channels. This guy's more in tune with Trump than me. Apparently, Trump did another a Houdini with the friends and family on Hyperliquid. So Pigeon's going to be talking about all that good news, because that was my point. I was like, guys, listen, I just came back from vacation. I'm tanned to shit, but every guy that I ask that I believe has a lot more money than me and I could learn something, okay? Especially that I'm new in this country, man, it's been a beauty to hear all the different opinions compared to, let's say, the Western end. But everybody, and this is, I'm going to lead right into Pidgeon now. I don't want to digress too much, but the main point is this: everybody that I talk to, guys, this is the point, okay? One, we're all in agreement that to make it short, we all want to be in Japan, and we see that the ideal trading lifestyle is there. Plus, we denounce it as Japan is the place that you think about the other. In Italian, we say il pensiero per il prossimo, meaning that you have respect for everybody. And all these people that you might even know are all basically saying, okay, I'm not going to wait until September. let me go a month early, 2 months early, and start checking things out, because maybe I'm gonna start buying. Maybe I'm looking at things, but soon I'm gonna start doing something. Now it's time to start maybe understanding what's the best, so I can go slow, but I'm gonna start allocating, kind of deal. That's the discussion. Everybody's like, okay, I want to be a bit early, just even if they're a bit wrong. They're like, at least I'll wait for liquidation, because that's what I wanted to say tonight, and I'm gonna pass it to Pigeon now. But like, yeah, guys, everybody I know is like, okay, summer's done, and that's the macro color that Wiz taught me, and that we portray here at Weekly Wisdom. It's about understanding not just your neighborhood. It's about understanding what's going around in the world. And I could tell you, I was with a Russian lady that has a ton of money, bro. Crazy boss babe. But older, of course, not anything that I'm doing anything weird with, education. But,
Interesting.
education. The girl, she's allowed to move the most money in Europe. I was honestly in awe. Like, I looked at her like more of a god than anything sexual. No joke. It's for Russia and Europe, bro. You know how it is. It's not easy. Where the girl, she's a fucking how you say, textile queen. But anyway, so all of them they're all doing that. Okay, guys. Do I need to be doing anything now on the way? We're all asking each other the same questions, right? Everybody's scoping out, but basically the main idea is, let's get back to the fucking office a bit early, because if shit whips, I'm gonna do something about it. That's what I'm here to tell you, and I wanted to go a bit back and forth with Pigeon, because I feel like after reading that, bro, the guy made it much more. I would say, how you say, beautiful, educated in the newsletter for you guys. But Mr. Pigeon, can you please, you know what I mean, do what you do best, and
Absolutely.
let's kick this off, man. I really feel like we're in sync, and I had to say it, but bro, we talked for 3 minutes about this thing. It's like, I don't know, we're about to do a robbery, a heist. You go left, I go right. I'll go. Wait a second, bro. We're both going left.
All right. Beautifully put. So yeah, for those who read the Weekly Wisdom newsletter, this morning I did a full breakdown of how I would build a portfolio right now, if I were to start from 100% cash. And we effectively just broke down, hey, what are the ways that I would allocate? How would I get into positions? What positions would I like to get into? And how would I actually decide the makeup of what should go in the portfolio and how we should allocate different things across the portfolio? Now, if
You make it sound so sophisticated when you put it like that. And when the first thing tell them what you told me. What's the 4 or 3 letter word that you told me? The first thing.
hype,
No, besides
no,
hype, deeper.
her,
Yeah, I'm a cat guy,
yeah,
guys. I love cats. The guy, first thing he tells me, yeah, bro, it's bird time. Okay, nice.
yeah. So one of the few tickers, one of the few main tickers in the portfolio that we shared that we actually took an immediate decent size in was Hyperliquid / PER. And PER, effectively, for those who are not familiar, Hyperliquid Strategies, it's just a listed stock that is effectively a micro strategy for Hyperliquid, with, from what I've seen, just less gambling, weird leverage. But effectively, it just buys Hyperliquid. It trades kind of at a premium to Hype, in the sense that you can see right now, PER is up 30% today. Hype is up nice, but it's up 20%. That it also goes to the downside. So we actually saw PER traded down as much as 50%, whereas Hype only came down about 33 here. So what I actually recommended is to the people I was talking to about this is saying, hey, I would rather allocate to PER than Hype, as it's at a discount. The chart looks great, and it's still getting that Hype exposure. And obviously, the timing was just impeccable. I didn't quite predict that, but it was definitely among the best performing ones.
Can we talk about that a bit more? Because I get that mentality, but I also get that you taught me to do the opposite. I get that this might be different because it's, again, the ecosystem. But the idea of we all know Hype won. Okay,
Yeah.
if it has to do any more winning, okay, fine, whatever, so be it. But the way you said it, it reminds me of the old Italian stallion who's like, okay, this is the beta.
Yeah.
Right or wrong?
No, I agree. So
Maybe let's talk more about per. Guys,
yeah,
I don't hold any per if it has to be said. I don't even know what
yeah.
the fuck this is. I actually want to know. We literally decided tonight to run this back and forth live. If you can tell me exactly what per does, okay? Maybe if they
Yeah.
if tell me that they buy cats, bro. I don't know. Tell me that they
I
help
don't.
cats.
I don't think they buy. They're the entire purpose of these companies, like Purr is not at all the only one. There's dozens of these. I think at this point, I think it's the only profitable one. But all they do is just uh, buy hype, and they're able to. You're effectively getting leveraged exposure to an extent to hype through
But
the
isn't it
fact,
per a shit coin? Isn't it like a shit coin? It's not. It's not a
sort
stock.
of, it's technically a stock. It's listed on the Nasdaq.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good for them.
Yeah,
Okay, well
but
that's the dream,
this
bro.
is
'Cause
so
that's what we
per
always dreamed of
in
doing that.
per in a sense is I'm usually the one that says, hey, betas are for betas, right? And I think that's largely in part because when people look at betas, they you've muted yourself, monkey. You just need to speak on Discord, bro. Yeah, in any case.
Yeah, monkey, do the talking on the Discord. Mute
Yeah.
yourself on those other mechanics.
Yeah. No, so Per's entire purpose is just to get more Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, more hype. And when we usually talk about betas, it's like, okay, well, I think ETH is gonna pump, so I'm gonna buy Pepe, right? Like, there's a few steps between there of like, okay, yeah, Pepe was an Ethereum meme coin, but you kind of have to go pretty far to say, okay, just because the second largest crypto is going up, this meme coin that happens to be on their chain has to go up. Like, it's those relationships were not as one to one. Whereas Per's value derives entirely from the value of Hyperliquid to a very extreme degree, where if you buy Per, you're going to get more Hyperliquid exposure than if you bought Hyperliquid for the same amount, right? That's the core value proposition.
I like the way you put it, but what are they doing? So basically, I like that because you know what? It fits the thesis. I respect it. I tip my hat because essentially, what's the idea, right? You want to evade that sentiment of maybe I sold my hype before, now it's time to buy back, or it's my first time buying hype and I don't like this price right now. You know, my friend,
Yeah.
bro, he became a millionaire with his fingers in his ass, so
Yeah.
I'm not down to
Yeah.
$70.
So for me,
You're putting
it's
this as a vehicle that what is this vehicle doing that I love it, right? You get to buy, it's like you don't need to worry about the price of hype, they worry about that for you. But what are they doing? They're trading hype,
no, they're
they're
just
pumping.
accumulating hype. At the end of the day,
Bro,
like,
what is that? That's Ponzi, bro. Where's the
yeah,
money coming from?
from me and other people who buy the thing. It's just
Okay, well, you know
it's
what?
just leveraged. It's just effectively leveraged hype exposure. But what's
Yeah, but look at Ethereum.
where
Look at Ethereum.
I'm yeah, but what I'm interested in when it comes to something like this, I'm not looking to bet the whole farm on Per, right? I usually prefer to just get the underlying rather than a DAT because there's more chance for them to fuck it up. But in this case, right, why would I buy this anyway? Because the chart looks great. That's it, right?
Yeah, you said now
Because
when
I
I
get a
asked you,
bigger discount,
please tell
right?
me, is it the chart?
It's
But
for
why
me,
is it
it's
late?
like it's because the entire value of the stock lies in the value of the hype they hold. So when hype goes down, the value of their stock goes down, but by an extra margin. When hype goes up, the value of their stock goes up by an extra margin, right? And then there's the fact that the way these companies are set up, you're going to over time actually get more exposure for the same amount of money in many cases. Bit Ponzi-nomics, yeah.
But you would have to buy and sell, right? You're
But
gonna
that
do that like a
means that people are willing to pay a premium for these assets. So when the market is good, when people want to get exposure, they're willing to pay more for something like this, and actually bid up prices to a premium. And that's what we saw with MicroStrategy, not right now, but in the past, where, MicroStrategy ran all the way to $540, from the lows here in 2022 until the highs. It's a lovely almost, it's a 40x, right? Meanwhile, Bitcoin didn't do anywhere close to a 40x, right? It's those Ponzi-nomics that can give you massive, massive upside, and obviously pretty massive downside, down 80%, right? So for me, this is the pure. It's purely just saying, hey, I'm gonna take a slightly more degenerate bet that I think hype is going to perform well, and in this case, that was quite accurate. That is what happened. And obviously, I was not expecting it to pump day one after we post the newsletter. This is something I've been buying for a little while now, mostly in the $6.50 area. And honestly, I mean, this is a bit of a sketchy candle, but big picture, like it looks good to keep going up. Hype had its sweep of the lows. Honestly, I think this is good to keep going up, right? It's if you're in longs, right? If you're aggressively buying this, then by all means take some profit, right? But for me, this is not the kind of situation where I'm going to say, hey, this is something I'm going to be actively bearish on. I think this is the strongest chart in crypto. And I would align per with that anyways, even though it's technically a stock. So yeah, that is kind of my main, obviously, topic of interest today. Now, for those who don't know why hype pumped like this today, it is because Trump actually had a little meeting, a crypto meeting at the White House, and he uttered the words hyperliquid. He mentioned that they're making the CFTC chair figure out how they can bring hyperliquid to the US. So they're effectively sanctioning this, which was previously, some hyperliquid traders may use a VPN because technically it wasn't really the right kind of platform for the US, but they're looking to change that. So I'm guessing Trump's family bought a whole bunch of hyperliquid or per before the before the announcement. That's usually how it goes with them, but yeah, they absolutely printed money for the entire hype holder base. Yeah.
What are your
Yes.
thoughts on like where it's gonna stop?
Hmm?
That's kind of like the catalyst. I think everyone was loading per and the rest of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
They were like loading it for some sort of news like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like a regulation, a resolution of those regulations that Jeff and the rest of the Hyperliquid squad were talking about
Right.
sometime. Now,
So basically, Per is the shitcoin hero dream. Basically, all that shit we used to sing and scream in the Discord. Yeah, bro, this is real finance. I'm telling you, it's gonna get listed. Wait till wait till this, wait till that. So it
That's
just
already
this is
listed, bro.
no,
Yeah.
but I'm saying apparently these permissions that these guys needed to have. I'm wondering if we're gonna go with the thesis that it's not a beta and it's very functional, but just obviously there's mongoloids like me that don't know why or
Yeah.
how. Uh,
It's
we're gonna buy it, right?
just yeah, I mean it's
We're gonna
just
buy it.
leveraged hype exposure in essence. That's what it is.
But but these guys are not. Are they buying and selling it? Can
No.
we speak like a
They
dog? Like
don't,
no,
bro,
they're just
like they don't really
accumulating it.
sell.
They're inventing the margins.
Yeah, I mean no, it's in the sense of like
I'm not against you, bro. You know I love that.
it's
I'm all for
no,
the
so it's
cause.
like with any company, right? They can just like when you buy the stock, you can say you own a part of that company, or you own a part of what that company owns, right? That's kind of like the underlying thought. I don't think that companies really ever distribute holdings or earnings or in any sense like that. Obviously, Michael Saylor tried some bullshit with Stretch where they're like, hey, give us money. We will not give it back, but we'll give you yield that we generate with big. Like, that's hella Ponzi-nomics. And that obviously did
No, bro.
not.
He got away with it
Did,
like what the second time. He did it twice in a row. Why wouldn't he?
I mean, he created a new Ponzi and it fucking nuked all the way to 71, and now it's trying to get its way back up. This was
okay,
supposed to hold still at
but
100. Yeah.
What could be said easily is think about those days where literally he probably touched, if there was anybody who touched the soul and comforted the random user that said, bro, he's never gonna sell. There's no chance, man. Are you kidding me? This guy sell? It's all part of the plan. Welcome to the suit and tie business, bro. This guy is full stacking, and I don't even know what prices, and I can only imagine why.
Yeah. No, so
Somebody's gonna call him. Somebody's gonna call him out on one of the stocks eventually. That's how I see it. When? Who knows? Well,
no, but the play I feel like with the current situation here, if you have a lot of exposure, take some gains, right? Big picture, this can keep going, but obviously these vertical candles are usually not the healthiest. It's definitely not where I'd be buying. So as you said, Monkey, like, is this the catalyst that they've been waiting for, and is it done now? I think it's a catalyst. I think things have been very flat for a while, so things have been kind of waiting for a reason to move. This
but isn't that
catalyst just
exactly what we look
exacerbate,
for?
yeah, but this just exacerbates the move that was going to happen. But the overall structure for hype and for per has not really changed. One second. But yeah,
Like this for me could be another one of those beautiful crypto charts with a perfect SR flip that everybody saw.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, in this case, it's literally
Fucking
like
clean, bro. It's
a
fucking clean,
beautiful
bro.
little deviation back inside, right? There's a reason we were buying it in this area, and it's paying
The
off
way I
very,
look
very
at the
nicely.
chart, the way you positioned it is two different stories. I could tell you that.
Hmm.
That's why I'm so happy when you said, guys, it must be said. Now, it must be said. I want to make it very clear. The first thing I asked Pigeon and the first thing Pigeon said, the whole reasoning behind us talking about this right now is the chart, and I like it more and more that I'm looking at it. There's not much time left here, my friend, before something
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, and I think honestly, obviously, we've been talking about per and hype. I think Bitcoin has obviously shown its hand a little bit as well. It finally had a move, and it decided to go up. We'll likely see this move continue into the 73.5 area here. That's where we kind of fill this liquidity void. It's where we retest the previous monthly open. So I guess at this point it's yeah, it's 2 months ago. But yeah, we're likely headed for that region, for that area. I'm still, am I sold that this is the absolute bottom? Not necessarily. What I would expect is something like this. Maybe we hit 76, come back down, trade in this area. Maybe we go sideways. Maybe we have another stab down. But generally, I do think we're pretty close, and really that's why we brought in the. That's why I brought in the idea of, talking this week about portfolio building and how I would start allocating, because it is time to start allocating. And obviously we had some very nice timing that we got some allocations in before these pumps. But honestly, a lot of the portfolio, right, our growth sector is very crypto focused. So we're looking at Bitcoin, we're looking at hype and per, as we said. We got some other tickers in there. If you guys want to read the newsletter, you can go subscribe over at weeklywisdom.com. But in any case, obviously we have some AI plays that we'd be looking at as well. But beyond just the very high growth sector, we've got a nice stable foundation that we built in there as well. And that includes a lot of the TARDFI assets. We got different ETFs in there. I'm looking at diversifying into what are the sectors basically that AI might not hit, and maybe you got some thoughts on this as well, Monkey. But obviously things are very, very pricey right now, so to say. And a big part of that is due to AI. So when we're looking at, say, an NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA has been performing really well but it's also just very expensive right now. And when we're looking at these big picture charts, right, it wouldn't be hard to see this, even just a local pullback to previous highs. We're talking minus 40%, which is massive on a stock, right? These are possible things. It's not that they're going to happen. It's not that they're necessarily likely, but at some point we expect a correction in the AI trade. And when we're talking about this AI trade stuff, like there's still money to be made, but the risk adjusted return is kind of weak in my book right now, just because prices are so elevated. Now there was a few opportunities, like when everyone was getting margin called.
That's just for alts we're talking about.
No, this is stocks, bro.
Elevated.
This is
Yeah,
stocks,
but
bro.
even bro, the big winner stocks, man. Like that guy top blasted. What's his name? Everybody was top blasting Google, bro. They're all up. You understand?
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
No, it's not that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying my point is not that you don't make money.
I don't see stocks like that in a sense.
No, but for when it comes to these companies, they do well. The tough thing, and now obviously you have some local dips here, and they can work better. The key term here for me is risk-adjusted return, right? It is to say, hey, what's really the risk here? Because when I see a market go vertical, right, which to be fair, this chart isn't that bad, but there is a decent potential for downside, and there's also just the fact that, like, hey, how high can this go, and what is my potential drawdown here? Now, I like to buy things at local discounts, even if it's not a massive overall discount. I'm still looking for the local discount. When I'm looking at an NVIDIA chart like this, NVIDIA can remain really bullish and still do this, right? That's still just a local pullback, but again, that's like a 40% retracement from the highs, right? Even though it's a local pullback on a bigger picture. And for me, this is, I think at some point, right, even though these are all very profitable companies, it is still a bit Ponzi-nomic with how they run the AI trade. And we've seen what can happen, as we saw with Korea, where every single person in Korea got liquidated because they all went on leveraged ETFs on Samsung and shit. So if we look at the Samsung chart, right, we grab the Korean one, but they all went down fucking 50% in a little over a month, right?
You don't think the funds and the firms paid top dollar to liquidate the shit out of those people?
But that's what I'm saying. There is a sense that these moves are likely to happen at some point, whether it's US markets, whether it's Korean markets, right? There are going to be major pullbacks, right? And there's been a few where we've seen pullbacks. They've not led to a greater bear market. There's been times where I expected deeper corrections, a longer period of cooldown, but the market moved on, continued on. But for me, there's still the fact that, like, hey, I'm looking at valuations, right? And valuations for a lot of these companies are getting very, very high. And there's a lot of money going around, but it's also just kind of going around in a circle. So the massive gains in terms of economic value that AI investment's supposed to bring have not materialized. Now, they may still do so, and the future will likely be very, very AI, and they'll probably do all this shit they say, but we're not quite there, and it's very possible, and this is why I say, but this is what I'm saying, like, I want to be allocated.
Rush.
But that's what I'm saying.
They have the master plan with everything. They like to sell everything that's in the stock in the back orders room. When everything is finished in the back room, then they're gonna give you what they told you.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying this is, I'm talking specifically risk adjusted return. What's my risk here and what's my upside? When I'm looking at this chart, very simply from a chart perspective, right? If we're just looking at this purely from a technical perspective, what do we see? We see a chart that was aggressively going to the upside since 2015, basically. Had a nice retracement, had another massive rally into 2022, sorry, big retracement, and then basically ripped, tiny little consolidation, little sweep at the lows, and then just continued. But the interesting thing is rate of change is slowing, right? And what we're not seeing is really sharp, quick pullback, and then I call this quick pullback, by the way. This is like, over the course of a year, it went down 70% in 2022. But, we've seen this rally since then over the past 1,300 days plus, right? 1,400 even. But what I always look at with these charts is kind of rate of change. And that's slowing, right? We're seeing a little dip, it immediately gets bought up, but it doesn't go very high. And usually what you see out of those is a retracement, and the natural retracement here. Again, this was able to go minus 70% when things were a lot less silly in a single period. Like, it's very possible to see moves like these happen, and that's why I'm purely talking. I'm not saying this isn't going to go up. Probably will go up. My question is just, and again, this is why I want to ask you as well, Monkey, what is the risk-adjusted return for buying NVIDIA today?
Not sure some of the terms you said. I even understand what they mean.
Yeah.
So I'm
When
not
I say
sure, but
risk-adjusted return, I'm saying, like, what is my potential upside to what I'm risking?
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, intraday makes sense. You can just long it
Yeah.
in the dips and sell it on the dips. Rather than
Yeah.
that, not educated.
But like you can trade it, right? But
Yeah. I can I can trade it. Like I can talk about it from the trading perspective on
yeah.
how I would trade it and where I would like potentially buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you like ask me on the fundamental basis whether
No,
NVIDIA is
but yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm just even saying this, even if we're looking at the chart, very big picture, right? I found historically that even when we're talking about very macro things, you go to a high time frame and you can see those things play out, right? Classic example is, very, very clear distribution happening in the dot-com bubble before this all started breaking down, right? Similar situation in 07, right? You can have long been out before the major crashes started, right? Just classic little, actually double top SFP there, fuckery around the neckline, you retest the neckline, you make a new low, and then you nuke all the way to Hades, right? The scale of this is not necessarily the part you predict, or the speed of it's not necessarily the part you predict, but you might very well be able to say at this point, hey, we're in a downtrend, we're topping out, it's kind of over. At this point, right, when you're trading here, or even when you're trading here, your risk-adjusted return might not be that good. My main key point is, with all this allocating I'm doing, with these investments that I'm making, right? For the S&P 500, for example, right? This is still going strong, but I very specifically said in the newsletter that, hey, I'm looking to allocate 40% of this portfolio to what I would call the stable foundation. And as a part of that, we'd have an S&P 500 in there. But I'd only really start a slow DCA because I don't really want to blow my entire position or allocation at these prices. Because quite frankly, like, if I look at this chart, how high can I suspect this to go? Well, it's kind of rough to draw profit targets, right? Maybe we can pull a fib target there and say, oh yeah, 4, 6, 1, 8, 10K for the S&P, right? But like 10K for the S&P, that's absolutely crazy, right? Considering that just a few years ago we were below 5. But then you're telling me that not only is it going to make that move, but also it's going to do that while not really drawing down even anywhere close to these previous like it just does not add up. And I generally find that when I stick to what makes sense, I've made a lot of money. So what am I more interested in? Gold. and that's been doing really well as well. This is something I shared in Weekly Wisdom that we were picking up in the at 4,030. I believe I posted this, and this is obviously a decent part of the portfolio. And other than that, we're looking actually at a mix of different industries that I would say are going to be uncorrelated with big tech or AI. And some of them actually have some correlation and benefit from it, but those industries can do well even if AI has a moment where it blinks, if you will. So I'm looking at nuclear. I'm looking at nuclear and uranium ETFs. I'm looking at defense, specifically U.S. defense. Like singular European defense stocks did really well for a little while. I don't know if they're still doing. What is Rheinmetall doing? Yeah, that kind of ended. There was a period here when they were rearming because of Russia, right? Where they did really fucking well. Then you get your fucking consolidation. Not quite out of the woods yet, but maybe in the future it'll come back. But there's a crazy period. But generally, U.S. defense always does pretty well. U.S. healthcare or even global healthcare. Think of things that people are going to need anyway, that people are going to buy or pay for, that can perform well regardless of what kind of world we live in, right? Nuclear and defense are very much AI adjacent in a sense, where at some point it's just going to be robots fighting each other, right? And
That would be
they need a lot of fucking energy. So actually, one of the biggest things we saw coming out, like the biggest positive thing I would say we saw coming out of the AI boom, was just a massive influx in investment and research into nuclear energy, because it's clean baseload power, and we might actually be able to stop burning coal. But yeah, that's really the core of what I wanted to talk about today. Is just that we obviously got this great portfolio setup. I highly recommend you read it. I think it's an absolute banger, if I toot my own horn a little bit. But no, crypto's doing
No, I'll give you the
pretty good.
compliment, bro. You did very well.
Yeah.
You did very well, and it's pretty much. I like the idea. Like I told you, no rush, but get your ass ready and look at the chart right now.
Yeah, I mean it went a bit faster than expected. But no, all of that is still valid. And all of it's still worth reading. And I would recommend you kind of get a feel for that. You understand what you should look for to make a good amount of money in the coming years, and not just tomorrow or today. Yeah, Monkey, if you want to share your screen, maybe we can have you share what you've been looking at as well. I just see your camera right now. There it is.
Yeah. So, welcome. Good morning. So let's jump straight into it. I know that these past few hours have extremely, extremely well, for lack of better word. I mean, a lot of. I hope no one was in shot in the weekly wisdom, because it's really obliterated. Yeah. So yeah. Let me give you my thoughts on the markets, and like why I was buying a ton of kind of like this mix of call spreads around here and a bunch of risk reversals on each. I'll go on a bit of a lower time frame options point of view on how like this whole thing planned out. So around this area, when it was trading at, apologies for the white chalk. I'll get started. So rally has been super great. So around this area, uh, what usually happened was, to just give you the context of options. There are a few things that you have to look for. one of the primary things that you need to look for whether to buy an option or sell an option is that is the IV. IV means the implied volatility. Now, let me look into the implied volatility right now. Now, currently the volatility is super high, so the implied volatility is going to be super low. Wow, it's even rising. Just correct it. Okay, so when the implied volatility is like this low, or when it's like at this region of 37, 35, yeah, like these were the historic low on implied volatility. Now, you want to be an option buyer here because the options are extremely cheap. I'll show some returns and discuss some of the trading ideas that we took and how about they in a second, but just to give you a bit of a historical context. Now, IV was at historical lows, right? So you want to be a buyer of an option. Now, your next step is to determine the direction. Now, there are multiple things you can do. You can just long volatility. I mean, you can just go on here and just click on the RFQs. Okay, so here's the strategy builder. Now I'm bullish on. We discussed this trading idea on the last stream where we bought a straddle. Uh, the straddle you just profit from. I think Pigeon you would remember this part. But in straddle you profit from basically the price and volatility, and we got a massive spike. Now coming to the next part, we had a ton of so we had like 3 to 4 option trades that were running separately. One of the option trade was risk reversal. In risk reversal, well, the trade was we will profit the max when it hit the 2200 area, which we did a moment ago. And where I was gonna cut my trade, it was at 1700. So the trade was like, we are not gonna lose any money as long as we stay between this and this area. We're gonna lose money if we drop below this, and we are gonna make like double of what we are gonna what we have risked. Like, if it falls to, I think it was 1400 or 1500. It was 1500. The risk reward was on this trade was like incredible because our invalidation point was 1700, right? So let's say price consolidated for the next 30 days and our options expired and price was at 1800. So I would have like lost no money on that trade. We would have been wouldn't have been the, exactly, that's my point. Like in options, when time passes, you're gonna lose money. But in this trade, you didn't because you got money for selling an option. Now we hit our max profit just moments ago, and we got our strangle trade right. Another trade that we had was BTC call spread. Okay, can you hear me now? Now, the next trade the next trade we took was call spread on. This trade was like super funny because I didn't want it to execute this trade, but somehow I convinced myself, okay, this is gonna bottom. Option are extremely cheap. I mean, I'm gonna lose a small fraction of the money, but if it like, I was expecting this sort of candle, this sort of candle, and so glad that we got on. I am was all of our options. So we had this call spread in which we had 70k. No, sorry, we had a naked call option in which we had a strike at 66, and after 66, it currently with up. So we had 25. So we had like 25th expiry. Okay, let's just see. Right now it's at the moment. Let me pull up this one. This is super at the moment now. But just see. So you had an option to buy this. So you had like this option to buy this at 2000, and it's now trading at 55. Two. You would have made like a 3x return on this. It's just one. option is like extremely great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like just in a day, you made a 3 to 4x return, probably with more rest of the thing. Uh, but yeah, if I had like chosen a bit of, so I had chosen like 28 August. I think in one trade we had this expired with 66K. Yeah, in okay, these okay, this one did super well. This did it like a 10x, 20x. This is the benefit of options. Like if you were bullish and you thought, well, by the end of by the end of August, I'm gonna get price above 66, huge amount of money while risking a small amount of capital. Like in case of this, you'll just make 10x, 20x, which is like kind of like meme coins, but without the risk of liquidation or anything. Yeah. What I see next is I was just looking at the tape, and the entire tape is bullish right now, obviously, because you had this massive move. Calls were dominating today, and yeah, you can see just 18,000 trades put in. 35% were like call spot. Now a lot of people are going to be selling calls here. They're going to be buying protective puts to kind of like protect their position. So you might see some sort of consolidation. Yeah, something to be keep in mind. Like if you were slamming zero DTs along the way, around here, around here, around here. Now I think it's a great point to kind of like slow down and take a step back before you take an additional position. Now, how to buy a call option, how to buy a put option. I got a lot of questions regarding that, so I thought let's talk about that. So I'm using this exchange called Derive, and let's say I'm bullish on the market, right? And I'll just go on to this strategy builder, and I'm bullish on the market. Now, I can buy a long call or I can buy a call spread. Now, the difference is your profit is usually capped in a call spread, right? But in long call, you're gonna be the long call is expensive. Like it's just clearly written here. When you buy a call option, you are gonna profit from the increase in price. Similarly, in a call spread, you get the same effect but at a reduced cost. Now, why do people buy long calls? Well, when they're extremely bullish and you want to capitalize on moves like this. However, a call spread can like cap your profit. Similarly, for bear puts, you can just long a put or you can just bet on the bear put spread. And similarly, for also if you were expecting consolidation, you can just buy an IRET condor or you can just put a butterfly on. Similarly, for yield, you can like sell call, sell put. Now, this is Pigeon. This might be super interesting to you because
Mm-hmm.
you are holding a good amount of hype, right? You're
Mm-hmm.
holding good hype,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Probably in the next stream, I'll explain like how to get profits on your hype holding while having like a small amount of risk.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah,
You'll have to you have
yeah.
to teach me that.
Yeah, instead of like locking it in and some shady protocols, you can just do it via options and have huge. Yeah,
That's pretty
uh,
good.
yeah, that's like probably one of the best features. I mean, you can just put up a small upfront and make huge amount of money. Which, if you are like, let's say, if you expected a breakout today, or even not a breakout, let's say you expected this type of move in the down direction, right? And you had a long open right here, and you would have been liquidated. Like most players do get liquidated on moves like. But in options, you have your risk up front. You're gonna get like, okay, so I'm gonna put $1,000 in, and that's gonna expire. Either worthless or either super in the money. Now, here's here's what like normal perpetual traders do. They just open up a 5x or even a 3x leverage would have, not sure 3x leverage would have liquidated you. Yeah, would have given you like a significant 30-40%. But anything above 10x would have completely wrecked. So this is like one of the good things about options. You don't have liquidation. You're just gonna lose what you paid for in the beginning. Now most people don't manage risk, so this is a good way to risk. But what I see next is, let's just look at some technical levels. We have a call wall at 70k. Now this is interesting. Now most of the strikes are consolidated around 70k area, so it makes sense to kind of price. So this will act as a resistance. Most people are gonna take profits and stuff like that. Now our put wall is at 68k. So these are like my two areas
Mm.
moving forward.
Yeah, so it's coming in closer to that the top end of those previous
Yeah,
previous highs, where we'd expect some support to come in now.
exactly. Like
So you
I
could
mean,
get like a little retest of that, fuck some people over, and then bounce higher again.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's look at some other tickers if you guys want. Let's see. What do we have? Any tickers? Store, or should we just move on to the my favorite part right now? I have spent a weekend in trenches, and I think I'm an ex.
Yeah, go ahead, Bunky. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Run it the way you feel good, man. I love that.
sure. Let's look at some of these good coins. Some of my favorite ones. Let's look at the. So I'm on this FOMO app right now, where we are doing most of our trades. Kind of like a person these days more than I should. But yeah, Cash Cat. Let's look at some tickers. Let's look at the most held tickers, and let's look at some trending coins and wrap wrap our stream this way. Uh, okay, so we had this trade on Cash Cat. So we were looking for an SFP around this area. We are in long since here, and Cash Cat is looking good. I think maybe it can
Yeah,
bring
that
a
chart
two
is
or
pretty nice.
yeah. I mean, this sweep was like kind of like
Impeccable.
what exactly. I think this trade I shared it in the newsletter too. It's like hovering 2 hours. So
Gotta
this is
move
really
some
this.
fucking money onto Robinhood chain. Looks like
Yeah.
between
Move some
this
money.
and there was another
You
ticker that I got some alpha on. Should
uh,
actually check how that's looking.
wait, the one that you sent me during the live stream.
No.
New one. Oh,
No,
that's great.
this one I actually got alpha on. That one was just
Uh,
it's for fun. Of
so yeah,
course, while I was not paying attention, it pumped with the rest of crypto, huh?
yeah. So let's so it's a kind of like similar pattern in here, deviation, and then a move up. I think Robinhood chain is looking good in general. I think a lot of coins that are in this ecosystem are looking good, especially the thinking Cap and Ashcard. I mean, the
Yeah.
Robinhood chain is populated with cats, so there's that. Then we have this Ansem coin, which is it's not looking. In the last stream we were like kind of discussing this sort of breakout. We were like, I don't know, maybe I'd read some line like this. Let's see where I would buy it. Yeah, kind of rejected from this H12 order block. Okay, maybe something like this. So let's say this is my okay. Yeah, let's go this area. Here's my trade setup. So a lot of guys are like, no, trying to know my thoughts on these coins. So here they go. I'm gonna look for 4 hour swing failure pattern. So I'm trading this on like a 4 hour time frame, not a long time hold. I'm gonna wait for a potential sweep into this area and then the closure back above this, just similar to what we saw on Ashcat for a move potentially back into the 300 this high. So this is how my setup is gonna look. Sweep of this area, along when it closes a 4 hour candle above this previous swing low, we enter into a long, we have a stop below that was made, and we target 1 to 2. This is your like simplest trading setup on answer. He has launched Launchpad and a bunch of stuff. So play out. Let's look at some low caps. Mars coin. Yeah, it's not looking super decent.
Oh, yeah, that's fucking dead. It's probably gonna have some weird ass pop at some point, but
Yeah.
that's
I think
pretty cooked.
if it has to pop, it has to be from here on.
Yeah.
I understand either way. But
Maybe scare people out below first.
yeah, sort of like okay, so maybe a sweep of range low. You can like apply the same setup here too.
Yeah.
This range low. I think CZ like screwed this token over.
Mm.
Yeah, he kind of like did this. So he said he was sent a vamp of Mars code, and he burnt all of it. And then he said, "Well, oh, sorry, I didn't know that." And like his usual playbook. Then,
Mhm.
well, that token got sent from that token because
Uh,
that
so like a fake version of the actual token got all
yeah.
the attention.
Do you remember that Nero and the Nero one was on Eat and the other was on a Soul?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's listed both. There was some huge shit. It's a kind of similar thing like that.
Yeah.
Wait. Who is the dev? Do I know this? So yeah, another cat coin. It's on. Wait, BNB chain this time. Um, see,
Yeah.
let's see. If we can. By the way, it's paired against gold. XAUT. Some interesting lore behind this one too. Looks good. Maybe it gets sent higher or it just uh, gave in. So in my experience, whenever a chart looks like this, and it's like leaning more towards on this side, it usually have just a big ass correction. And yeah, there's that. Pawns is looking great again, especially with the thinking cat pumping. So it's sure. Let's see. This is my chart having issue. Just a second. Stream okay?
Yep. We're good.
Okay. Let's look at pawns. Pigeon, if you have any ticker in mind, or so you have something, it up.
Um.
Started looking. I'm just a Bitcoin guy, and I started looking at PER thanks to Pidgeon. It's all yours, bud.
Yeah.
I know you love. I know you love cats. You're gonna find a lot of cat coins. Maybe something.
I was hoping to see some action out of TRX, but that shit is just insanely flat.
Bro, you should buy pawns instead of PRX. You're gonna get the same return in the day or same drawdown.
Hmm.
Why wait multiple years when you can get the same thing?
True.
Yeah,
Just gamble.
yeah.
Honestly,
That-
put it all on green. You're gonna get way better returns than on Bitcoin if you hit. But that's 50-50. Either you hit it or you don't.
Yeah, but regarding pawns, I think this coin is incredible. I think it's just gonna make new. The thinking cat is gonna pump with it. Another coin that captured my attention is this Ace Cat. There are a lot of cat coins around there today. I mean, uh, it's supported by base chain, which is a positive, and also this is a negative too, because it's supported by base chain. Yeah, and they don't have like a good track record. They just uh,
Yeah.
eat thousands of coins out of thin air, kind of like destroyed their entire ecosystem. They had like few great runners, but so these are like the most health tokens. We're just going step by step. I think Wiz discussed strong brokers on his stream. Yeah, 36 mil to 53 mil, close to double. This is great. This is attendees. Let's see what that's gonna do. Yeah, in general, looks good. Don't look that bad. The only issue with this coin is a bunch of really scummy KOLs are in. So, sure. Triple T, yeah, maybe it does something. I think it's the most viral character on TikTok. So yeah, let's look at some more. Okay, thinking cat. Yeah. Um. So let's see. I think this coin is like being held by our entire stock about for now. I think I was talking to some people in the DM, and 6 million was our area of support. Now, by now you might have identified like how I drew these areas. So it's kind of like an order block on hard right? A bullish order. Now this works on memes, but in meme coins you have to be like extremely careful on like not to trade every order block, or you're gonna get wrecked. Let's see if we have some more confluence in that. Yeah, we had a confluence of 786 of this rally, and then we had this bullish order block, right? So the highest probability trade was from here. It was not from here. Okay, or you could have captured a few percent. If that was your goal, which is perfectly fine. You could have bought at 10, you could have sold 15, 15, 30, 40% gain with a stop loss of 20%, 10%. That's completely fine. But if you were looking for like a much bigger return, I think this was the area. This is like 5 mil, and it's now at 12, close to doubling, which is super great. Now, what do I see next? Since it's up a lot in like this, in like these few candles, maybe we see some sort of this sort of price action here, something this trend. But yeah, I think we see some sort of resistance up here, and maybe a resistance up here, because a lot of people that bought here and here are gonna try to exit at break even, and those who are in from here and look for like short term 2 to 3x are gonna do this. But this is my thoughts on the price action. I think it's gonna, so it's not gonna be this one candle up. The last time we were streaming, we were just making straight candles into the 30 mil area. I don't think that's gonna happen right now. Maybe it does, but I think so. It's super high probability. Asteroid, yeah, I'm not sure. Super fucking dead, or someone is accumulating a huge portion of the supply. Not sure which one, but kind of a funny name. I like this token. I like this token. I
Fake
don't have
world
any.
assets. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really, really, really cool name. The Yeah, kind of a similar story here, where I would bid this deep of this area into this. I think the area is like 13 mil, having an validation at 8 mil. Yeah, I think
Yeah, you're
this
trying to
can.
get the liquidity in that order block down there.
Yeah, something like.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I wouldn't be a buyer. I mean, as Wiz said in his last stream, you want to be a buyer of the red candle, not the green candles. Otherwise, you're gonna just, when it moves a little bit against you, you're gonna nuke your it. Right?
Yep.
These were like the most held coins and promo. Let's look at some trending ones, and then kind of wrap up our stream. I like this coin in because of it's on BNB, which is a huge positive and a negative. But I saw some good wallets accumulating this coin. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I like this coin, by the way.
BB. Is this after
Yeah.
Netanyahu or?
uh, that's a good bull case. Yeah, not a negative. By the
I
way.
don't know if
That's a,
people are people bullish on the big Yahoo.
yeah, Big Yahoo gotta show them. Pump this.
Yeah. The new official currency of Israel. Yalla, we got BB coin now.
And that's on BNB, so I don't know. CC's gotta go to Israel and kiss the wall.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at some more. Okay, I token. Wait, is it the? Oh man. By the way, this was the first token that was launched on Ansem's. Leading. I thought he would have some more motion. Maybe push it to 10, 20 minutes.
Instant death. It's just bleeding the fuck out.
By the way, a lot of
We lost you. I think your mic's not.
wait.
Think-
Is it fine now?
Somewhat.
Wait.
Yeah, I think you just need to speak a bit loud. Maybe you have a noise gate or some shit.
It's fine. Okay, is it fine now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, let's see, let's see. I like this token too because a lot of the fuck was that? Because a lot of just a second. Is it fine now?
Yeah, you're all right. As long as you, I think as long as you speak into the mic, we can hear you.
Sure. Yeah. I like this token too because it's gonna it's some because this is the most Wojak is the most recognized memes on the internet and it's been consolidating for so long and
Yeah,
it's trying to break out, especially with ETH. I mean, you got Kraken account posting about this, you got uh, multiple big accounts posting this, so it makes sense
yeah.
to kind of have some exposure into this. Yes.
I'm just waiting for Kraken to post that they're IPOing at $1 trillion market cap, bro. Give me my payout.
I hope it does pay for you.
Uh,
How do you have exposure to Kraken, by the way?
don't worry about it. No,
That's
I do. I do a decent amount of VC stuff.
that's good.
Something I'll actually be looking to do in perhaps the near future is create a proper fund, and if we can raise enough, we can actually get in on a lot of these VC deals in a much better way than I've been doing. Because my track record is fucking impeccable,
We all miss somebody.
but having to do it through syndicates is not ideal.
Cool. Yeah, let's look at some more tickers and then this wrap this up.
Yep.
AI coin, a lot of chatter about this. So this is how a good meme coin goes, right? From what I know, from what I've observed, it's artificial. It's not AI, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's on Robinhood chain. So we have this massive run up, and then maybe a multiple X's, 20x, 30x, 40x, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have this period of slow bleed where people take profit, new supply gets accumulated, kind of goes sideways. And it can be for months, it could be for days, and then boom, you have this huge rally again. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
how
You get
usually
that break out of that sideways and down into like, hey, all of a sudden we have higher highs and higher lows,
exactly.
and you get that nice fucking rally out of it.
Yeah. I think same is the case with the pawns right now. Now
Yeah.
it had a massive rally, then we retraced 50% of that rally. We're about to like hit new highs on this again.
Yeah.
Let's look at this one more ticker and then wrap it up. Favorite ones.
Layu.
Yeah. You have seen that dancing gorilla, right?
I have not.
I'll
But
send you
I've been
picture.
on vacation. I've not been on the internet, bro. I had effectively a tech decox?
Yeah,
Detox. Jesus Christ. Where did the cock come from?
uh, maybe you have been thinking about it a lot.
Yeah, I do love chicken. I gotta be honest, it's pretty tasty.
Yeah. So again, same makeup, run up, then people taking profits, consolidating, kind of
Yeah.
like a same. Look at like same different ticker, unless it's on base chain, you're fine.
Unless it's on base.
Yeah.
This is financial advice. Don't buy base chain.
I don't like base chain, bro.
Bro, they should have just given me an airdrop. Why they gotta be so fucking regulated? Even your president's a criminal, and you're telling me you're not gonna launch a token and max extract, bro? Come on.
Bro, they were launching thousands of coins a day. I mean,
Yeah, just not a Coinbase, like just not a base chain token that they're gonna airdrop to me for my years of service on the base chain.
guardian of base chain.
Guardian of base. Honestly, yeah, I should get my honorary title for doing some
Maybe-
swaps and farming on the chain.
Yeah. Again, same anatomy of Cup C, which is like Pump Fun. Wait, is it the mascot of Pump Fun, right? Yeah.
Cupsy?
Or
Bit-
is it a guy?
I'm
named
pretty
Cup?
sure Cupsy is a trader.
No, I think. Wait, who is Cup? No, I think it's Scented. That French guy. I think it's Scented, not Cupsy. I'm confused myself, so I don't know. Wait, I'm just checking. Who is he?
Cupsy is definitely a person as well.
Nah. It's a mascot of
There's-
Pump Fun.
Why is there two different Cupsies then?
Or wait, I haven't thought about. Okay, so if this is the token,
There's
so if
Cupsy with two Y's, and that's the trader.
Okay, yeah. Okay, if it's the mascot of Pump Fun, I think this is gonna do well. Just like how they did it with the token. It's the mascot of Pump Fun. Do you expect? I mean, it's a meme platform. It's their mascot.
Mhm.
See who follows them. I'm not sure. Wait, I'll do some more due diligence on this. It's super interesting. Because my first thought was, well, Cupsy's a trader, but now I remember I'm confusing him with Scented.
No, there's also a trader called Cupsy. Look,
Okay. Okay, so he's a trader too, and then there is a mascot with the same name. And super confusing stuff in the trenches. If it's the it's I think the token is gonna do well. It's been accumulating for so long. Huge pump and rally, then it's sent to 22 mil. Same thing here. But yeah. Pigeon, that was from me. Any last thing you would add?
no, I think we covered most of what I wanted to chat about. Yeah, it looks like there's some more new excitement in the market, and we'll be able to take some trades again as things go
welcome
forward.
back.
About damn fucking time, you know?
Yeah.
Because goddamn, the charts were dead, and they were not giving me shit.
We're ready. Make it happen. Let's bring it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for hosting these sessions.
Appreciate you too, big guy. Do you have anything else to say as yourself, Mr. Pigeon?
Nah, just that I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Monkey and Nikko, for being so lovely to edge with. No homo.
This guy, man, you're pulling them all out tonight.
And-
Literally.
Who's pulling what out, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all very much for coming and watching. Thank you for listening.
Take
And
it,
we'll
take it.
we'll see you guys on
Ladies
the
and
next stream.
The Edge, an association of tools with Associazione, and our champion Pigeon and our champion Mr. Derivative Monkey. It's going to be recorded. You can come in the Weekly Wisdom and check it out, so you guys can look at the nice explanation the gentleman's gave. One on how to arrange your portfolio, or as well as how to run the derivative market. We have the two champions in this episode, giving you opportunities, guys. Good night.